Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Eli-gicol. I will be talking about something that the right doesn't like talking about or admitting that is there, and that is right-wing SJWs. Now, before you get triggered, yes, they exist. They aren't as prevalent as left-wing SJWs, and they don't complain about the same issues, but they definitely are there. And the right doesn't really like admitting this. This is mostly because the right is known for its pro-free speech and anti-snowflake culture and SJW culture. But they react the same way to a few things that shouldn't be reacted to in the way that they are. For example, take the Starbucks Red Cup controversy that happened in 2015 and a little bit in 2016 as well. And I know that this was blown way out of proportion by the media as well. They made it seem like everybody was upset about the Red Cup, but really it was just like a total of 7 people that were like, this is an outrage. However, there were still a few people that were like, this is an outrage, just like an SJW. And this can be expanded for more than just the Red Cup. It can also be about just Christmas in general. Right-wingers are known for their love of Christmas. Everybody loves to promote Christmas on the right, and it seems to be sacred to them. So your argument on the right is that people are being too PC. They want everybody to say happy holidays. The problem is, when you disagree with this, when you're saying, no, they should just say Merry Christmas and not be PC, you get triggered when somebody does say happy holidays. You get all upset and you go, say Merry Christmas to me. Stop being so PC, you snowflake. And you're reacting just like an SJW. You're going, hey, that's offensive to me. I don't like that. That makes me uncomfortable. I want you to say this instead of this. So you say this, or I'm going to demonize you. Now, I'm very far right. However, I don't agree that there is a war on Christmas. Now, maybe back in like 2012 or so, 2012, 2014, they did try make it so that you can't say Merry Christmas and stuff. But when you say Merry Christmas to someone, nobody actually cares. Nobody's going, what? You can't say that. Now, I know that it seems like that being far right. It seems like, oh yeah, there's a war on Christmas at first. But really, if you just go somewhere and you say Merry Christmas, nobody's going to care. That's just how it is. There isn't a war on Christmas. Now, while there is a decline in people that are publicly celebrating Christmas in storefronts and decorations, using decorations and stuff, and they're switching to more seasonal decorations than Christmas decorations. It's not really a war on Christmas. It's just people being PC. Now, really though, it doesn't matter that much. They have the right to be as PC as they want. You complaining about them being PC is just hypocritical. Now, I'm not saying that complaining about people being politically correct is being an SJW or a snowflake or anything, but what I am saying is the way that you react to people being politically correct is like a snowflake and an SJW. Now, there are very few people on the right, and there are dramatically more people on the left that interpret things like snowflakes and stuff. So there are dramatically more snowflakes on the left than on the right. However, there are a few on the right. You can't ignore that. So is it okay to be annoyed that people are being politically correct about Christmas? Yeah, okay, fair enough. You can be annoyed. It doesn't matter. But once you start saying that you have to say Merry Christmas to me, that's when you cross the line. That's when you're going, yeah, you have to do this because this is how I'm comfortable with things. You're not respecting that person's right to choose what they do and do not in their personal life. It's pretty much like Bill C-16. While not as dramatic, it's pretty much like Bill C-16 in Canada, where you have to use someone's proper pronouns or you can be persecuted for it. Now, this was quite a while ago, so I'm going to use a more recent example. When the NBC writer Katie Rich said Barron, in reference to Barron Trump, will be this country's first homeschool shooter. This was a joke on Twitter, and As far as I know, Katie Rich doesn't know Barron Trump, and it was a joke, and people got very, very upset about this. The thing is, you can't claim to be pro-free speech when you're only pro-free speech when people are saying things that you agree with. Now it's like, well, we're not like that, the left is like that. Well, if you complained about what Katie Rich said to Barron Trump, you are being like that. You're saying, no, this was too far, you can't say that sort of thing. Now, it is for a different reason, and I understand the reason that, yeah, okay, Barron Trump, he's a kid. He never asked to be in the political spectrum. He never asked to be the son of the president. But he is still a person, and just like everybody needs to learn, what some random person on Twitter says to you, those words don't matter. Unless the person is close to you, such as your parents, your very close friends, your family, your significant other, your siblings, they can't, the words that they say can't hurt you. Their opinion isn't legitimate. Okay, if some random person in your school says that you look terrible and you're stupid and you should go die, that's just like someone saying in a YouTube comment in response to another comment that they disagreed with, calling them a faggot or something. It doesn't matter. What they said has no value. Those words can't hurt them. And it's the same situation here with Katie Rich. What Katie Rich said to Barron Trump doesn't inherently hurt Barron Trump. Barron Trump will choose whether or not it offends him or if it isn't. It's Barron Trump's choice to value her words or not to. They don't know each other. They don't have a personal relationship with each other. Their opinions of each other are irrelevant unless they make them relevant. And when you complain, when you go, you can't say that about kids. They're off limits. You're raising snowflakes. You're teaching kids that what people say, what random people say, what random people's opinions about you are legitimate. And it's just not true. You're raising the generation that thinks that it matters how many likes they get on Instagram. You're raising the generation that thinks it matters what some random person that they don't know on Twitter says to them. You're raising that snowflake culture, that oversensitive and entitled generation. This is the attitude that creates that generation, that makes the generation the way it is. The attitude of oversensitivity that you complain about all the time, you are endorsing this. The joke was pretty tasteless, okay? It wasn't a good joke. It wasn't funny. It was just tasteless. But I'm not gonna say that she should be fired for it. Now, maybe because she works for SNL, so maybe she should be fired because she's just not funny, and you kind of have to be funny to be on SNL. Even though that SNL isn't even funny, it seems like there isn't any standards to get on that show. You can't really make that argument. Otherwise, their whole staff would be fired. So the problem with you guys claiming to be pro-free speech and you complain about people being snowflakes, you need to complain about people being snowflakes on the right as well, because they do exist. They are there. You're either for free speech, you aren't. You're either against snowflake culture or you aren't. There isn't really an in-between, so you have to choose. To all the right-wing SJWs, smarten up, get over it, and believe in your rhetoric, and don't get triggered by things that don't matter, and don't get so offended all the time. Just like the left. Just follow the rules that you and standards that you set for the left, and we'll all be happy.